Well, indeed it does. It's really belled the cat on Labor's excuses for this high cost of living and high inflation. Jim Chalmers and Anthony Albanese have been saying for some time that this is a global phenomenon that Australia is caught up in. But clearly, if we are up there with only Slovakia as a comparable country, the IMF are telling us that there is a problem with Australia's homegrown and sticky inflation. And indeed, they're calling, as the coalition has done now for 2 years, for governments to show restraint in their spending so as not to fuel the inflation fire for longer. And that's what we've seen. Inflation has stayed higher for longer because of Labor's choice of policy response and their economic mismanagement. We're now seeing inflation not expected to come back to band, according to the RBA's forecasts, until the middle of 2026. Sorry, come back to the middle of band until the end of 2026. And in the meantime, we're in a per capita recession. There has been some poor policy choices taken by Labor, an anti-productivity agenda, and Australians are now paying the price. We are all poorer now than we were 2 years ago, and it's going to be a very lean Christmas for many Australians.
OK, but it would be remiss of me not to point out that Australia's inflation didn't go as high as other countries like the US and the UK. It has stayed higher for longer, though, but they had a lot more acute pain. Is there some credit for the government on that front?
And that, I think, is what we're referring to when we say that Australia's inflation problem, as Michelle Bullock from the RBA has said it, is both homegrown and sticky. It is being caused by decisions made in Australia, and it's staying higher for longer because of decisions being made in Australia.
But on that argument, Jane, you'd have to give the government then some credit for keeping it lower or not spiking as high as other advanced economies then.
Well, I think that if you speak to the average Australian who are suffering from the cost of high groceries, who are paying the price when they repay their mortgages or pay their ever increasing rent, for those that are paying soaring energy bills, I'm not entirely sure they're giving the government credit for tackling the cost of living crisis when it matters and how it matters.